Hi gang, welcome back to Crazy Life Homestead. It's been a while, I know. The farm still runs, so just keep going. Had nothing really to report. It's been very dormant here. You know, normal chores, feed Duke, clean the stall, take Miss Bella for a walk, that kind of stuff. She's in the back seat here, always with me. But we have the possibility to have either snow, ice, and sleet and rain, and an absolute disaster, or snow. And that could be 12 to 18 inches. I'm right on the cuff of that pink line. We're in mid-South Kentucky. The state line of Tennessee is about 15 minutes away. And again, this is one of those things where the Arctic blast is coming down and there's moisture coming up, and it has to hit right at the proper time for either you get snow or you get rain, sleet, ice. Now the latter is very dangerous because the more ice that gets on the wires and the trees, they come down. They get heavy and they come down. So we can have some massive outages here. This video is going to be about prepping for all of this. You know, you prep for your animals, you prep for your house, you think you got everything, but you know, you don't. So I'm prepping for that. This is Friday, and January 22nd of 2026, and we're gonna just do a few things. We're always prepared, but we're gonna do a few things, and I'm gonna bring you along today and show you what I'm doing. This storm is not supposed to get here until tonight. 6-7 o'clock is when it's supposed to start. The temperatures are going to drop like crazy. It's currently 9:30 and it's 35 degrees, and the temperature is rising up to about 50. And then this afternoon it's going to drop really fast. I say 6-7 o'clock because that's what they said last night with the predictions. Again, they were still not getting down to giving us accumulations or anything like that because they didn't know. So today we're going to prep for this storm no matter what happens. So I'm headed to the bank. I've got to put a deposit in the bank because that's, you know, the banks aren't going to be open. Nobody's going to be open. And I also want to prep for Mr. Duke and the barn. I have to go to the feed store and just get shavings. I want to get 4 bags of shavings just because I want to keep it nice and dry in there. He's probably going to be in there for the next couple of days. We assume he's probably going to be in there until after Monday. Again, this is Friday, so he's going to be in there. I'm going to be cleaning the stall every day. I'm actually going to put him on his halter and, you know, make him stand still and then go around and clean the stall. We have plenty of hay. We have plenty of feed. I have probably 3 weeks worth of feed in there. So I'm not concerned about that with this storm. I'm only going to be dealing with 4 days. So let's get to the bank and we'll get to the feed store. Okay, the bank is done. Now it's time to go to the feed store. Let's go take a little more trip down the road. I also want to get some gas for the car. And Greg said we have enough diesel for the tractor in case we need to move snow or pull somebody out of the snow, something stupid. So he can't wait to get that. Have a little fun with the tractor if need be. So let's head on out to this feed store. The feed store is about 15 minutes away, and we'll see if they'll let me interview. Come on. There you go. Okay. No, I don't use my signal. People are too stupid. Alright, now I'll use my signal. Welcome to Franklin. Everybody's getting advertisement today. One day I'll take you downtown and show you the loop of Franklin. If you blink, you'll miss it. So some other things that I'd like to talk about when preparing for a weather event. Again, uncertainty here. We don't know what we're going to get. You know, it's kind of like a box of chocolates. I make sure that throughout the year, I always have batteries. AA, AAA, C's, and D's. We also have a flashlight that's one of those big square box batteries. I make sure I have one of those. Make sure you've got meds up to date, that you don't have to run out, you know, during the storm and get. You really don't want to be driving around in the storm. I usually let the emergency crews and electric crews do their job, stay out of their way. I'd rather be home than wrapped around a tree or bumped up against somebody's car and have to deal with the insurance and blah, 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 because I wasn't prepared. We're going to be prepared. We're always prepared. If we don't need it, we don't need it. So just make sure that you're up to date on meds, or, you know, it's not that important. Now, other things that we do to prep for this storm. Again, I'm going to the feed store to get 4 bags of shavings for Mr. Duke and the barn. I'm going to empty the trough and clean the trough. Like I said, it's going to go up to 50 degrees today. And clean the trough, refill it, and then close everything back up. I'm going to take the water hose pipe and take it off the house, and then I'm going to cover the spigot to the house and make sure that it's insulated. Suggestions of being prepared inside the house. Say you lose electricity. They say to raise the temperature of the house before you think you're going to lose electricity, which means, you know, just kind of raise it a couple of degrees and warm the house, and then take blankets and cover the doorways, and then just use 1 or 2 rooms and keep them warm. Preferably one with a fireplace or a cast iron stove or things like that. Make sure you have enough firewood if it's for a wood burning stove. We have a gas fireplace, so we're set with that. Unfortunately, we've never lit it, so that's going to be, you know, one of the jobs that gets done tonight. He really doesn't want to light it if we don't have to. I told him, I said, let's just make sure that it works. You know, otherwise we're going to have to come up with a backup plan. And he agreed with that, so we're going to test that out tonight just to make sure that it lights. Sorry about the lighting. It's not great lighting. I may have to redo this. But other things that we're going to be doing. All my laundry is done, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to be making some beans and rice. Things that I don't have to heat up. I have sandwich meat, mayonnaise, cheeses, so we can have sandwiches. We peanut butter and jelly. We have a gas stove. I'm not worried about that. I can always heat up some soup, fry some steaks, hamburgers, anything we need. If the electricity does go out and you find yourself that, you know, everything in the freezer is starting to thaw out, it's cold outside. It's a natural freezer. Go get some coolers, put everything in the coolers, and leave it outside your front porch. You might want to get some cement bricks and put them on top of it so that the critters don't get it. But they shouldn't smell it if it stays cold. Milk, eggs, maybe not the eggs, they'll freeze. But definitely milk, put it in the cooler and stick it outside. You know, it's like I said, it's a natural ice barrier. So it'll stay cold until you get your electricity back up, which could be a couple of days. Don't be afraid to use it. I have a list. Sorry, I'm going to go down my list. Make sure you have 2 or 3 days of food and water. Again, I'm not worried about water. I can go outside and get ice and snow and boil it and filter it and do all I gotta do. I'm not worried about that. If you have a generator, test the generator. There's no harm in that. Turn it on. Make sure things work. Charge your phones and your radios, and some people have storm radios, the weather radios. Charge them up. Not gonna hurt nothing. Make sure you have gas for the tractor, or little things like that. There we go. If you lose electricity, or if it gets down too cold in the house, open up the cabinets. Run a little cold water through the pipes. Let it drip. Keeps the pipes from freezing. It says if you lose power, remember, heat the people, not the house. Blankets, layered clothing, sleeping bags. Sleeping bags are good. We have one sleeping bag, so if Mama needs it, we can throw her in it. But we're fine. Even Miss Bella's fine. Duke has a blanket. He's fine. I'm going to be going into this gas station because I'm going to fill up this tank. It takes a specific gas, so I have to go to a specific store. It's a flex fuel car, so I need to get some flex fuel for it. Be right back. Sometimes I love this car. Sometimes I hate it. This is the time I love it. I just spent $1.93 per gallon and got 8 gallons. Cost me $14, I think. Something like that. I don't remember. $15. I think it was 8 gallons. $1.93. Unbelievable. That is so awesome. All right, let's head to the feed store. And by the way, there's 1 or 2 stores that sell the flex fuel. Speedway is one of them. There's a couple of Shells, and there's a Casey fuel that does flex fuel. They also do, I think flex fuel is E85, and they're doing another one. I think it's an 81 or something like that. I don't really understand flex fuel, but I know that this car really likes it. I try using the other gas and I get this funky smell that comes out of the exhaust system, and it just makes this car smell stink to high heaven, and I don't like it. So I try to stick with the flex fuel because I don't get that stink. So other things that you can do that will help prep for a storm is, again, fill up the tank. Make sure your windshield wipers work. They don't squeak. When the storm does hit, to pull the windshield wipers away from the glass so that they don't stick and ruin the blade. Add blankets and some snack food. I usually put a Ziploc bag of snack foods in the compartment here in the center. I have puppy treats in there. I am currently charging a flashlight. It has a bunch of things on it. It has emergency stuff on it. So I keep that in the car. On situations like that, I'll usually fully charge it and then put it in the house because the car is with me at all times, so I'm not really too concerned about that. I can use the computer to charge it also. Sorry, my thumb was in the way. I have enough food for Miss Bella. Everything's fine there. Again, the tractor's got enough diesel in it in case we need to pull somebody out of a spot, or he wants to be playful and move some snow around. So for the water trough, we have a de-icer that's in the trough that sinks to the bottom and keeps the water from freezing. Okay, so as you can see, the barn is cleaned, the gate is closed, and he is outside. He's enjoying his sun. He's probably taking a sun bath. There's Miss Bella. You want to say hi to everybody? Hi. Oh, let's go get him. Oh no, I didn't know he was standing there. He's probably listening to me talk. So the blanket is off of him. He is fine. He's just enjoying his sun. He stands out in the sun and just absorbs his vitamin D. Like I said, there's not a lot to report around here. It's still the same, just a little barren. There's the greenhouse. There's the trailer. There's the garden. Over there is the garlic. Here's the barn. I'm gonna walk over here. Oh, it's nice in the sun. There's a slight breeze. So while it is nice, I have the dog bucket out here with some sticks on it so that the birds can get some water. This is the bucket situation I was telling you about that has that new cord on it. And in the trough, I hope you can see it, it's a little murky. He's been spitting in it, but he's fine. Is the de-icer. Now, it got down to 26, I think, last night, which should have frosted this thing up, but it didn't. So it's doing its job. Over here, the gate. On the other side of the barn. I love that view. And then over here is the other trough. This trough is complete ice. Well, almost complete ice. You can see it's moving. But what I do is I break this up into pieces and I take the rake or a shovel or something, pick up the pieces and bring them over to the other trough and let that melt. So I don't have to turn the spigot on to the house. This area here, in front of the barn, the entrance and exit that he uses, I'm trying to keep as clean and flat as possible. This area where he stands near the trough, as you can see, it's got a lot of divots in it. That's where the water collects. You really don't want that near a barn. But at this point, it's so hard that I can't fix it. It will get fixed as soon as the ground starts to let go, and I can fix all that. Other than that, the property looks good. The birds are getting well fed. They love what Mama does with her seeds. So, Miss Bella enjoying her sun. Just enjoying my sun, Mommy. I know, I'm talking about you again. So as for the house, that little bucket right there is where the water spigot is. It has a Velcro bag sack on it. It's an insulated, nylon bag. It's got Velcro strips that are wrapped around it. But for extra security, I cut open a gallon plastic gallon milk jug, put some towels in it, wrapped it around that particular Velcro thingy-majiggy, and just attached it to the house with a bungee cord. So another step I've taken to stop everybody from slipping and sliding coming out this front door is I've created this. This is a bucket and it has some salt in it. So I'll spread the salt all over the porch, down the stairs, down the walk, and even in the driveway. I don't like when she comes out here and she starts shoveling. She's too old for that stuff, but she loves doing it. I don't want to find her on the ground. I don't want an emergency if I don't have to have one. With all that said, you guys stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll update you on what's going on. We'll talk to you on the next video.